Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time. Clara Arenas, PAZ and CAOS.
Yes.
Peace in chaos.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep peace when there's so many things going on around you, when there's so much noise, people pulling you from different places, crises around us. And you are promoting PAZ in that chaos, peace in that chaos.
Exactly. And I know it can be done. It's usually people get used, you see, people think that the natural way of living is living stressed out, overwhelmed, feeling miserable. I always tell people they just think because everybody is that way, so they think it's supposed to be that way. And I used to be that way. And then I have my own experience of finding that peace. And today I can say that I can stay calm and peace and tranquil even when things keep happening, because I do not have control over most of the stuff that happen around me. But I do have control, if I learn how to do it, about my attitude. How do I want to feel? And that's something that you can relearn.
One of the most stressful times of the year is Christmas. When in fact, when I was growing up, it was just the most peaceful time because we didn't have a care in the world, and this was just the time to relax, to enjoy, to be with family, with friends. And it seems to me that the messages that we're getting from advertisers, from the media, is stress-free shopping. We will relieve your stress. So the implication being that, yes, we are living in a very stressful world already, and somehow you have to admit that you live in this stressful world and that you gotta go through it. And by shopping at somebody's place, that you're going to get peace of mind. When you hear that, you gotta go crazy.
Yes, yes. Because we keep trying to ask people to find outside what they can find only inside. And that has been part of my journey. I'm from Colombia, by the way.
What part of Colombia?
I'm from Santander.
Santander?
Bucaramanga. Somebody told me once when I say Bucaramanga, I say, really, where are you from? I say, really, Bucaramanga.
Bucaramanga. And there's few of us that can say Bucaramanga. I can challenge anybody here in this room to say Bucaramanga. They're probably go, well, maybe Pablo, you can say it. There you go.
Yeah, and I'm a teacher by training, and I'm a physical therapist too by training.
Yes.
Then I moved to the U.S.
So you have a lot of patience inside of you already.
Yeah, because that was part of my training. Right. But then I moved to and I was doing really well in Colombia. I was a teacher at the university and having a pretty, I would say, happy life. That's what I thought.
Comfortable.
I came to the U.S. about 26 years ago, following not the American dream, following my own dream that was different. I wanted to keep my marriage. Okay. And my husband wanted to come here, and he came, so I came following him.
Okay.
So we had a daughter. She was 3 years old, but when I moved here. When I came here, they came a big surprise for me. Because, you see, as a professional, and it happened with many professionals, our ego was like this, really high, thinking that because we have a little degree, and I graduated with honors and all this, that thing about cultural shock, that was not going to happen to me. That was something to people who didn't have the experience I had,
But it did.
It did, big time. I went to Miami. I came as a physical therapist. They actually hired me. And that was crazy. Life became miserable, First, food here doesn't taste any good. I wish the food was like in Colombia. The transportation here is so bad. People here are so not nice. Complain. And I started getting really my life miserable. And usually at work, it was okay. At work, everybody saw me as the leader, the people who always they could come to for advice.
You feel comfortable because that was your expertise.
Exactly.
And so you are very comfortable in that environment.
Yes, and then I got home, and how you see the Hulk? That's me. I just transform. I was
turned green.
Yeah, and I started. Of course, I scream at my daughter and I yell at my husband, and we fight. And things got so bad that there was a time where then I have my second daughter, and I remember one day I got home so stressed out that I just screamed at my oldest daughter, and my husband gave me my little one. She was a month old, and she was crying and crying. And there was a point I just threw it at him. I said, "Do whatever you want with her. I can't." And I went to the bathroom. I started crying. I don't want to live anymore. Life doesn't make any sense. And then at the same time, like, what am I saying? I have 2 daughters. You know, God, please help me. And that's where my journey of self-improvement started, because I looked for help. And then I discovered why I was so angry. You see, I didn't remember part of my childhood, but I'm a sexual abuse survivor. Then I started remembering my experience about being sexually abused. And I started healing, doing the forgiveness. And this year I actually did a closing of this journey when I went back to Colombia at the beginning of the year, and I sat like I'm sitting with you here, face to face, with the first person who abused me about 50 years ago, when I was like 5 years old. And I sat with him to talk.
And that experience, even as difficult as it sounds as we speak, it was a revelation for you, and it was a catharsis for you.
Yes.
Because it allowed you to move to a level that you would have ever thought you
Yes.
would go to, unless
Exactly.
you did exactly that confrontation.
Yeah, and that's why I now can help people, and especially I work with working moms who are so overwhelmed and stressed, and they are living the way I used to live, just angry, you know, so that we can go inside, here, change patterns that we have from our childhood, and have a different life.
And that is difficult to do, though, right?
Yeah, but
It's just to change that into. It took you 50 years to actually come to that realization. And
but can be done faster.
Definitely, definitely. And that's where your experience comes about. And that
Yes.
was going to be my point, that somebody with that experience, with 50 years of that journey, that you can sit down with someone and recognize the stressors, right?
Yep.
And give that advice to that individual that is more than advice, the cold advice that a doctor would give, or even a physical therapist would give, is that mother, is that that ex, wife that you can give as a woman. This is what happened to me,
Yes.
and things are going to be okay.
Yeah, and there's so many new techniques that we can use that accelerate the process. So that's in a nutshell what I do. I actually too love reading. I would say books save my life, because I always love reading.
Let's talk about this book.
This is my first book in English. I have published 2 as a co-author in Spanish.
Okay.
And this is the first one in English. It was published about a month ago.
The challenge of changing your life.
It's changing your paradigms, changing your thinking, healing inside, so we can have a different life. Really, really enjoy life, because it can be done. I love when people, I just had a client of mine send me a beautiful testimony, and she said, Clara, years of therapy, and I never got what I got, in the short time I'm working with you, where I feel peaceful, I feel calm, I can now be patient with my kid, even when things are just going nuts, crazy, I can stay calm, I feel it. That's the power of when we start changing our paradigms.
And I know that I'm going to oversimplify this, but what should we do the next time we feel stressed? The next time, and we recognize all the stressors, right? And we start getting angry. Our voice, the timbre of our voice goes up, right? What should we do?
I will say 2 things. First, be thankful. Stop for a minute and just begin to say thank you. Thank you to whoever. You can say thank you to me, thank you to the universe, thank you because I have this, thank you because I can think, thank you because now I'm aware, thank you for, look for ways to be thankful. And the second, ask for help. It took me too long to ask for help because I was too proud. At the same time, I was scared. See, I did have an image to protect because people saw me as a very successful person and a happy person.
The ego.
The ego, yeah. So I have this mask. So it took me too long to be able to say, you know what? I'm not happy and I need help because I can't do it by myself. And that's when things did the turn.
You're an admirable woman, Eres una mujer que es increíble y que puedes cambiar las vidas de la gente completamente. Y como lo has hecho, en este momento te digo, tus lecciones, pues, tu experiencia me hace cambiar toda la actitud que uno puede tener. And that the life experience that you have, the ability to change people's lives, and that simplicity, right?
Yeah.
Just stop for a second.
Yeah.
Stop for a second, be thankful, and ask for help.
Yeah, that's what I will say. And life is beautiful. I mean, it is. People think that life is hard and has to be difficult. It is not.
We make it hard.
Yes, we do.
The challenge of changing your life, Clara Estela Arenas and Mirna
Pineda.
It is my pleasure. I tell you what, I mean, I've enjoyed this so much, and I tell people I think this is more for me than for you. This is kind of my therapy right here, right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, Gabriel Garcia Marquez is one of my favorite authors
yeah.
of all times.
Marvelous.
Colombiana. Yes. Thank you so much, and with that, we're out.